It's about to go down. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend Morning Show is back. Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Sean, that's me. Jay Black, Sexy Mo, C-Chung, and celebrity guests that you get nowhere else. That's right, but here on Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends. Go to our YouTube page, Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, and check the exclusive situation all the way out. Or catch it live. Get your comments on Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 9 a.m. Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends are back.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legends, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby, tap in.
We the worst records, baby. We about to create a perfectly horrible song. Y'all know I've been in the gym, and now all I wear is tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Yes, I do. Michael Sean wears tight shirts every day. I wear tight shirts because I'm working out some. And if I wear the right size, you won't see none of my little cuts in my arms or whatever. Short sleeve tight shirts in any type of weather. People talking trans when they see me in the street.
Your shirt's so tight, we can see your heartbeat.
Man, clown me if you want, I'm sticking to my guns. And when the summer comes, it's gonna be fun. You can crack jokes and treat me like a jerk, but one day you'll see my six-pack right through my shirt. And even if I wanted to, I just can't stop. I just might rock an Ezekiel crop top.
Whoa.
Did I take it too far? What?
Yes.
Whatever. Tight shirts in the morning at work and when I grieve. I even wear tight pajama tops when I sleep. Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts. Every day. My son wears tight shirts. To the gym or wherever. Tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, tight shirts, Michael Sean and We the Worst Records, Ludo, Aristotle, and P. Skills have just destroyed or created another perfectly horrible song.
Yeah, we did. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. We're normally not here on Monday mornings, but we are here today. I will be rocking with Jonesy tomorrow on 94.7 The Block. July 21st. Hello. Is it me you're looking for? I think I'm a solo artist. I think I'm Bobby Brown when he left New Edition. So I'm up in here. Yes, I do have the tank top on. Yes, the arms is out. I just threw it on. This is a very comfortable tank top. Sometimes I work out. After this, I'm going straight to the park to get my walk on, to get my jog on, to get my workout on. So I'm leaving straight from here. And then later on, I'll be going to work. So before y'all, even though that's not going to stop the comments are going to come regardless. I know y'all, and I love y'all. I love y'all for everything y'all do, everything y'all say, everything. How y'all get down, how y'all make it happen, how make y'all pick up. Bow. Let me get to these good mornings. We got, I wouldn't say tons of stuff. We don't have tons of stuff. I think Dr. Aaron Smith will be on here later. Envy McKee might be joining the show, but let me get to the good mornings. Y'all was already on here. Shelly. How you doing, Shelly? How's everything, Shelly? Miss Parker, thank you so much for coming out to the comedy show on Thursday. Thank you so much. Always support. I know it took forever for you to find a parking space because New York City, it gets down like that. You can spend 2 hours trying to find a parking spot. It's one of the things I don't miss. I like being able to find a parking spot. I like not being able to pay $200 to park in a garage. I like that. I love New York. But there's certain things that make it damnly impossible to live in New York City. And if you haven't grown up having to find parking, I know people in Co-op City who's sitting in their car and wait 2 hours till the spot opened up. Who got time to wait 2 hours for a parking spot? But they're Co-op City is a part of the Bronx. It's a project in the Bronx. And I know people all over New York who will wait 2 hours to find a parking spot. This is when they get home. This is after you've been grinding all day. You've been at work. This is on a Tuesday when you get home. You got to wait 2 hours to find a parking spot. You got to literally hunt out a spot. And when you see somebody who you on a regular basis see normally comes out their spot this time, you got to wait. Listen, that might be normal. I can't do that. I just won't have a car. I'm used to being able to drive home and pull up in the driveway, go to work. There's a big parking lot. You just pull up and you park. When you go to the ShopRite, you just pull up and you park. On the most packed days, the only thing that might happen during the holidays, you might park and might have a longer walk. That grind is crazy. Whoo. Like the intensity, going to the store to get a sandwich is intense in New York. Everything, the intensity in Philly and major cities, the intensity is crazy. I'm like, dog, what are we doing? People jogging in the morning time at 5 o'clock in the morning in New York, they look like it's hectic. They got to jog, then they got to stop at a light, then they got to keep jogging in place. Yeah, wait till the light, then they got to jog. No, I just want to go to a place where I could just jog. Go to a park or a track. I could just jog. A lot. LaShawn, good morning. Kirsten, good morning. LaShawn says she's present. What up, mama? What up, mama? I'm trying to arrange this. I'm thinking our get together is probably gonna be the Jazz Festival, which is August 10th in Willingboro. If y'all want to come and hang out, and there's normally a comedy show the night before, maybe we can get together the night before and hang out. I'm gonna finalize all that and see how we can get down. If y'all down to hang out, or maybe we'll do something different. We did that last year. Maybe y'all do want to meet up at the Brigada in Atlantic City. I don't know. We're going to have a whole show dedicated to the Takeover Legend community to decide what y'all want to do. Or do y'all just want to be told what the plans are and decide, hey, if you can make it or not? Ashley Newman, our little FBI agent. What's really good there, mama? What's really good? How are you? Let me see. Who else? Ashley Newman saying what's up to. I think she made a mistake. What was that? You said you must have been correcting something. Ash, what up? Good morning. Coco, just because you arrested some Puerto Ricans doesn't mean Feliz Lunes out this motherfucker. What up, Coke? Was really good. I think I got somebody who I was gonna play a while ago who kind of sums up what you've been trying to your debate or your angle or your view. I think this guy represents what you're feeling. And I'm gonna play it, and then you tell me if this in a nutshell. He's talking about a clip that happened way back when, a viral clip of that shooting on the porch in Philly, and he has some comments. And I think I don't know with you, Coco. You be all over the place. I don't know. I think this can kind of sums up your feelings from another human being. Morning, Mike J. Black Doctor. Salute the host with the most. All right. Well, thank you. With friends like you, who needs any other friend? I'll take you. There you go. Ash hitting the good mornings. Oh, shit, I just realized it's Monday. It's Monday. Yes, it's Monday. It's Monday. Tomorrow, I will be with Jonesy tomorrow at 94.7 The Block. So I'm going to see if Fearless can hold the fort down tomorrow. Maybe he and Envy. She's talking about she's going to jump on here. So we're going to see what's good with Envy jumping on here. I need more sun on them. My arms is white. I definitely need more sun. My arms is white. And I was getting sun yesterday, but they still, they not that white on this screen. Yeah, that's why I got to change this camera. Y'all need to see me in 4K. Man. You got a farmer stamp. Yeah, because the shirt normally comes down to here, the work shirt. But that's why I'm going out I got to get all this because I am pale on the arms. The arms is pale. Yeah, I was just lazy, Miss Park. I don't want to have to change. I want to be able to leave here and go straight to the park. Nice, Mike. I bought a walking pad and been doing it daily. Nice. I'm walking, jogging. Then there's a huge hill that has steps that go up the hill. So then I run up the hill 2 times, come down, run up, come down, then run up. Then I run to the side. Then I go to the side. Then there's like 30 steps that I jog up. I jog them up like Rocky. but they're not those steps. They're different steps. They're smaller steps. And then I walk down. And then I jog, and then I walk down. And then and then I walk down. So that's what I'm doing once I get out of here. If nobody joins, we're gonna have a solid hour. Yeah, my bestie used to complain about the parking in NYC in New York. She had to move. It's dark. It is on another level that you can't. The parking in New York City. First of all, the fact that one night, if you park your car for more than 5 hours, you're gonna spend $75 to $100. And you just spent $100 to drive there. You ain't got to be a mathematician. You're at least $200 deep before you have stepped out the car to do any activity that you planning on doing. Like me and a co-parent that stays, we're going to take the twins to a concert Thursday in Madison Square Garden. We not going. She asked me to go because she ain't got nothing to do. She sit out there. I don't know why she just didn't get the ticket and go in the concert with them. I don't know. She was like, do you mind? Would you like to come? I was like, I'm not going to leave you just sit in a car for 3 hours. But by the time we get there and spend the money on the tolls, which I got to clear up that Easy Pass shit too. Spend that money on the tolls, then park the car, pay for the car, get something to eat. We didn't even go to the concert, and it's going to be a $200 day. More than $200. I don't know how they do it in and I love New York City. Yes, parking is horrible up there. Good thing I have a spot. Good thing you have a spot, Miss Parker. You said up there like you're not there. You mean up here, I guess. This is why I love Jersey. I do love Jersey. I can't front. I can't add that on that. Ashabu, good morning, Black. Ashabu sent me an incredible video from her church and their choir. I didn't know y'all was a church. I ain't know when I mean church. I ain't know y'all got down with the get down with the praise the Lord on that level. I thought y'all was a cute little church. I ain't know y'all had that going on. It was beautiful. I played it. I was playing the clip as I was doing the walking and the jogging and the walking and the jogging. I ain't know they got down like that. Beautiful. Yeah, Ashabu, go ahead. Kennedy track is packed at 5 a.m. I believe Kennedy track is packed at 5 a.m. That's dope. We got a track. I never thought about going to that track at 5 a.m. It's facts on facts. That's actually closer. That is actually closer. That might be a good idea. LaShawn, she's saying, what's up? She's saying, good morning, Sean. Ashley Newman. Oh, damn. Y'all all saying, well, okay. Everybody getting everybody, good morning. Was going to say, no, a tan is being, it don't look that bad in person. But on here, phew. On here,
Nigga, please.
There was I had to sing the song to myself when I saw my arm.
All my motherfucking friends hate your bitch ass. And they're right.
The song to my arms. I can't. That's your answer, right? Okay. I saw my arms. I got it.
On your camera, right? If you want to pay for a new ID, clean that shit up there. Because like I said, I asked for fucking help, right? I asked for fucking help. I asked
for fucking son. I asked for fucking son. Good. I was going to let me this is good. This is really when nobody else can talk but me, and then I try and play the drops. Coco said I'm stuck at the hospital with a prisoner that shot up allegedly. So I'm waiting to check it out. The kid is only 19. Shake my head. Dang, shot up the house. Goodness gracious. Yes, I tried to only take the train there unless we are aware of parking situations. Yeah, I mean, I just take the L. When I mean take the L, I don't mean the train. I take the L. I just pay it. I'm like, all right, because I'm not like Jonesy in the morning. That's different because I'm there so early. I can find a spot by get the meter thing popping. Beautiful ladies, great morning to everybody. That make your ass just be like, I'm gonna stay in Jersey. Oh, we are a church. We don't play with the Lord like that. No, I see. It was y'all was popping. Right back at you. All right, back at you. So yeah, I'm getting sun today. That's why I'm ready. Right after I get done this, I'm ready. So no, it's the truth. Ain't nobody silly. It's the truth. I gotta get this. I look like I should have voted for Trump. What is going on? I asked for fucking help. Yes, I asked for fucking sun. Yes, I did. All right, so what we got today? Let me look at my list because I brought my pen down here. The title says Trump ain't the only one scared of the Epstein files. Listen, I got this clip. I don't know when I don't know when she said this. Whoopi had some comments to talk about the Epstein. I guess the list. Where is the list? Somebody bring out the list. We know there is a list. We know you are hiding the list. We know you are hiding the list because there are names like you on the list. Your friends are on the list. Your enemies are on the list. You are all on the list. That's why no one wants the list to be released. All of a sudden, the Diddy thing isn't that big a deal. Because you will not release the list. Did they release the list for Diddy either? Like the people who came to the party, did they actually? They didn't release it. God, anyway, let me stay. I'm catching this ADD by myself. Whoopi had this to say, and it made me, it made me look like. You ever have somebody say something and they're explaining something, and it makes you go like, "What you mean by it? Like, what made you? Why are you so But I'm gonna play it. This is Whoopi and rambling on about the list. There is no list. There's no list. There can't be a list. There's
I don't believe there's a list. I don't believe there's a list. I do think that lots of people have been on that plane. Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. From what I've read, there is no indication that they were ever at the island. Not Jeffrey, but all the people in the flight logs. It doesn't say these people were flown to the island. It just says they were on the plane. That's the information.
I don't think there's a list.
I don't believe there's a list. I don't believe there's a list. I do think that lots of people have been on that plane. Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. From what I've read, there is no indication that they were ever at the island.
So they was just on his plane. The man who owned the island. He owned the island. It was his island. So there was no indication that this plane, his plane. You're saying there's no I'm just asking what you're saying there's no indication that this plane ever went to the island. Now once again, I don't know when these ramblings went on. I don't know the exact date. I don't know, Whoopi. I don't know. Are some of your friends on the list, Whoopi? Are some of your industry friends on the list? I didn't even say you. Or some of your friends, some of your buddies, some of your pals, some of your directors, some of your producers, some of them on. What the hell is Jay Black doing? Jay Black is live from where the hell?
Yo, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. What? All right, Jay Black is there too.
Oh, I'm here. See, I'm committed. I'm committed to the show. Lady Q woke me up and said, Mike said y'all having the Takeover Legends community meeting on August the 10th. Get up. So she woke me up and I'm here.
No, that's supposed to be the gathering. That's supposed to be where the gathering at the jazz
and
festival.
ain't gonna be that's not official yet. Okay, well we're still working the details out.
We're supposed to have a meeting about being together meeting at the jazz festival like we did last year, making that an annual thing.
Okay. All right. Well, yeah, that could be dope. I'm down. And maybe we can have our race that day too, because I got to get ready for that. I ain't forgot that race. But anyway.
Ain't nobody forget the race. Who cares if you
Okay.
forget the race?
Why are you on a Monday? What's going on with Jones? She was off today?
I'll be on with Jonesy Tuesday.
Okay. All right, tomorrow.
So I got to set something up with Fearless and see if Envy's supposed to pop on here at 8:00. What the hell made you pop on from vacation? Like what? I don't even know if we want you from vacation.
Lady Q told me, can you see the water? I'm in the water.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see the water.
You're not in the water, but we can see the water. We can see the
You
water.
can see the water? It's a
Yeah,
glare for me.
Yeah, it's a glare, but we know that's water. That's very nice. Clap it up for that. Go ahead, y'all. Jay Black.
Oh, I'm in the water. We're in the water.
Let's see the comments. Let's see. Jay Black, let's see
I put the comments on the screen, so because I know you be late with it, so they can see their own comments now.
Yeah, they love when I do the comments. They hate when you're here and you decide what comments are gonna get put on.
No, you see now it's going to be on the screen automatically.
Yeah.
You see that button here?
That's good. That's good. But nobody can read that. Damn.
Oh, it's too small?
Yeah, it's too small. Yeah, it's too small.
I'll take it back off.
So I was just curious on why Whoopi was caping. You know, Whoopi said this about the Epstein files. She says, nothing on those files said that they were taken to the matter of fact. I'll let you watch it. See if I don't think
I don't believe there's a list. I don't believe there's a list. I do think that lots of people have been on that plane. Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. There is no, from what I've read, there is no indication that they were ever on at the island. Not Jeffrey, but all the people in the flight logs. It doesn't say these people were flown to the island. It just says they were on the plane. That's the information.
I don't think
I don't believe there's a list.
I don't believe you, Whoopi. I don't believe you. I believe you have friends and compadres that were on the flight list, and now you're trying to use your platform to help them out. There's nobody who has said, you know what? Nobody's ever said this. Nobody went to the island. They just said there's not a list. Even Trump's people never said this. Nobody ever said, no, nobody. I don't even know if they went to the island. That's the Trump shit you're going to use, Whoopi?
Could there be an opposing view, though, that you could be on, like, took his planes but not been to the island? Like, that's what she's trying to say, right?
So why is he in prison? Somebody had to go to the island?
Yeah.
So wait, what are we doing?
Yeah. And the likelihood you've been multiple times on this, the likelihood you hung out at a party on the island at some point. Yeah.
What are we doing, Whoopi? What are we doing? This sounds so Trumpish. It's crazy.
Could Whoopi be on the list? Look.
That's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. I'm trying not to say that. I'm trying to say she's protecting her friends. You've been on that plane, Whoopi. You was on a plane. This is oddball, right, man? We're in the Matrix, yo. Everybody. That's why sometimes you gotta be careful what you talk tough about. That doesn't make any sense. There's not a list, but there's a log. Yeah, there's not a list. There's a flight log. A log is a list. Yes, Queen Board. Yes, it is. And the flight log, if there's a log of people that went on the plane, they're also going to tell you where the plane was flying to. They are working hard to keep that list. There's a lot of people right now scared to death about that list. First, they ducked the Diddy one because the Diddy one never got officially. But this is bigger than Nino Brown. What is Monday? What's going on? Yes, girl. Just today. Just random Mondays we jump on here. I'm confused, Whoopi. So what are you saying? It's okay. So let's just go by Whoopi's theory. So it's okay for the people to take planes, to ride in planes of a known sex trafficker and pedophile who brought young boys and girls to an island, but you don't think it's strange that people would get on this plane? What you're gonna say? They just didn't know. Is that what you're gonna say? They just used the plane for what? Whoopi? What was the favor? He was just doing all these people favors that they could use the plane, or was you gonna say, oh well, they were paying them to use the plane? What are we doing, Whoop? One more time. Just one more time for the road. One more time for the road, because this right here, I don't think.
I don't believe there's a list. I don't believe there's a list. I do think that lots of people have been on that plane. Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. There is no, from what I've read, there is no.
Hold on. Look at his face, y'all. Look at his face. I want you. This is the face I made. Watch this face. Go ahead.
Epstein's plane. There is no, from what.
You see her face? You see her face right there?
What?
That face is bitch. You was on a plane.
You was on a plane? You too?
You want to tell us something? What?
Yeah, I don't believe it was a list. Well, clearly they talked about the list. We know that a list exists. We know there is a list. Well, I don't believe there's a list. Huh?
That picture, Jay, needs to be the new picture. I need to save that picture. That's the new picture when we don't believe you. When you say something and I don't believe you.
Bitch, please.
I don't believe you at all. I don't believe you said it. I don't believe you. I do not believe
I've read there is no indication that they were ever on at the island, not Jeffrey, but all the people in the flight logs. It doesn't.
Now this is what kills me. And somebody brought this up on social media. We don't need the list if people would just believe the women who have come out and actually testify to it. Whoopi don't believe you either, ladies. She said we wouldn't need the list if we just believed the women who said that they were actually trafficking on the island. But we don't believe them. And Whoopi don't either, because Whoopi said didn't nobody go on. Didn't nobody, people went on the plane, didn't nobody go.
Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. There is no, from what I've read, there is no indication that they were ever on at the island.
Yeah, a lot of people were in Harvey Weinstein's office. That doesn't mean everybody got touched, right? That doesn't mean everybody. A lot of people went in Harvey Weinstein's hotel room. That doesn't mean that just meant they went in the room. That doesn't mean anything.
Very true.
There's a certain point where, and I know she's in a bad situation, you just might want to shut up. You just might want to shut up. You just might want to fall back on this and let the panel speak on it.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on.
Whoopi. Yeah, I don't know about that one, Whoopi. She on that island right now, on the Epstein Island by herself. I don't think it's a list. Man. What?
She on an island by herself.
Girl, shut the up.
That's it.
Girl, shut the up.
That's it, girl. We need it one more time.
Girl, shut the up.
All right, so I would be remiss because I had no idea you were coming on the show.
Oh no, I was just popping on because I saw you by yourself and it's a Monday. I'm trying to figure out what's going on. Lady Q says, "Yo, get up." And I was like, all right, because we I got the day planned. We got excursions and I mean, we got to go feed the monkeys. Got to be there by 11 a.m. We got a bunch of stuff I got planned for the day.
What time is it right now? What time is it right now?
No, it's 7 Barbados at the same time. It's 7:40.
You got that woman up at 7 o'clock in the morning?
She woke me up and was like, "Yo, Mike's by herself." I was like, "All right, I go out here and see what's going on." I got my little Sheen outfit on. I'm ready. Got my little Sheen. This that Sheen special. I'm ready to go. We got plans. We gotta get the breakfast. Yeah, you gotta get the breakfast. People already out there in the water. Yeah, people already out there in the water.
Yeah, I'm not minding being in the water. Jay got the hey, y'all go get that itinerary taken care of. Y'all
gotta keep it moving. Gotta make it productive. Got to get
Never.
that rum punch, that Mountain Gay rum. Go rob. You know, I got plans, Mike. I got plans. Vacation, you
Yeah.
got to be busy.
No, that's not my vacation. My
What?
plans, I go eat breakfast. I come back to the room. I get the festivities started around 11. Whatever we going to do, I'm going to hit the beach. I'm going to do a little jet skiing. I'm gonna walk around town. That's what I'm doing on my vacation.
That's
I'm gonna
not
sit.
today, though. Yeah, that's not today. You can do that. That's on the list. We
I'm,
got it's like 6 days. We got I got everything planned out. We got the spa day. We got everything's planned out. I got it. I
yeah,
got it.
I hit a spa day. I'm not. You're not telling me we got to be here by a certain time on my vacation. That's not what.
Dog, they gave me facial vouchers, pedicures, man. I said I'm a guy. I ain't anybody. I got to figure out what to do with my 3. I was trying. Should I do a facial? I never had a facial before. That ain't. I can
You
get a
should.
facial, right?
You should get everything. What are you talking about? You should get
I ain't
everything.
know the pedicure, manicure. Like, come on.
What are you talking about? What do you mean?
I don't know.
So your hands don't look like a caveman? Yeah, you
No,
should.
I don't know. I
So
don't
your
know. I
feet don't
gotta
look
figure it
like
out.
you've been climbing rocks? Yes.
Yeah,
Get it.
I
If you
don't
got
know.
the vouchers, get it all.
I don't know. I don't know. I'm gonna figure it out. I think I just
So
might do.
when they do your hands and their feet, they rub all the stress out your hands and they rub all the stress out your feet, and it makes you sleepy. Oh, get everything. Use every. What are you talking about? Use every
Wait,
voucher.
it's groom. Oh, Afro Queen said it's grooming. It's okay. All right.
Yeah.
All right. All right. I
You
don't
act like
know.
you letting the man put baby oil on you. You
No,
just
ain't
take
no
care of
man. You
yourself.
can't. It can't be no man. We don't do that.
Dog, I don't. There's not too many men that do the pedicures or the facials. I mean, they are
No,
men. I ain't gonna lie. There are a
no,
bunch of men doing the
no,
facial.
no. Well, I will be. It has to be a woman. 100%. The lady Q too. Why you trying to start trouble, Mike? you, there you go. Back to the show. Like I said, I just popped dog. I saw you by yourself. We out here. Riri. I'm looking for Rihanna. That'll be my theme. We're trying to find Rihanna. See if she's back home yet.
Just enjoy yourself. Get the red rum, whatever the damn red rum
Mount
is.
Gay Rum Punch. It's Mount Gay Rum. This is where rum started. The Mount Gay Rum was created here in
Yeah.
Barbados.
Don't partake with any strangers' weed. You know what I mean? Just whatever weed you
I
do, make
did
sure you
last
go to
time.
the.
I did. They
That's
call
not a
it a
good
dime
thing.
bag. They call it a
Yeah.
dime bag like we call it.
Yeah, I wouldn't do that ever again. I did that once before. I wouldn't do that ever again.
Yeah, yeah. Well, no, I didn't do it with them. You know, allegedly. It was, you know, yeah, but I get what you're saying. But
Well, I mean,
Barbados is safe. It's a safe country. You know, on
ain't no
vacation,
country
chilling.
safe. Ain't no country. Just stay at the resorts. They do things
No,
resort
no,
wise.
we got ATVs. We doing a whole ATV doing buggy. No, I got it all planned, Mike. I got it all
Go get it.
planned.
Y'all be safe. Wear helmets. Wear helmets. Don't
All
hurt
right,
yourself. Don't go
I'm
too
out.
fast. All
Yeah,
right.
I'm
All
out.
right.
All
Ladies
right,
and
holler
gentlemen,
at
Jay
you.
Black. Jay Black from live from vacation. That was a shot. Jay Black might already had a sip. He might already. He was too happy. He was too happy. That's when you know that's vacation. Jay Black. He just want to be silly. He want to be happy. And he left the comments on the screen. I don't know how he removes. How do we remove the comments now from the screen? I don't know. I don't know how to remove the comments. He touched it up and the great race. The great. I wish I would run in front of all those people at the. Why would we run at the jazz festival? Well, I mean, if he wants to, he can. I mean, that doesn't make any sense. There's no list, but there's a log. A log is a list. Yes. Yep. I don't know. I don't know much. They are working hard to keep that list from servicing. Yes. Jeanette. Yes. Got that. Got that. Let me see what other comments you got. The nice. Oh yeah, it's a nice view. They're definitely. They chilling. They chilling. They like staying busy. That's trying to bother Jay. They like staying busy. I like taking everything at my own pace. I like doing a lot of stuff, but I gotta take it at my own pace. Candace Owens is doing a series about Epstein. The informant. Jeanette. Yeah, everybody's doing they open a can of worms, man. Sonny be over the BS. Yeah, Sonny got that look on her face like, please. Like, what are we talking about, Whoopi? So if it didn't go to Epstein Island, where'd it go? But, you know, they can't do too much. They got to go along. No list, but there's a manifest on those planes. Isn't that a list? Of course it is. Of course it is. How does she know if it doesn't have any information about them going to the... She don't know where the plane went. She just took a half-court shot. She just shot a Hail Mary. She just tossed her. She threw up a Hail Mary. She was like, I mean, there's no real facts that the plane actually went to Epstein. Bitch. I know somebody in the control room when she was saying this had to be, does she understand how stupid this is? I mean, they were on the plane, but there was no evidence that the plane went to Epstein. There's no evidence that Epstein's plane ever went to Epstein. It's not even funny. This is not even funny. What are you talking about? Yes, Sonny's pick. And then Steve, the girl saying, yes, absolutely, man. That's gonna have to be our new morning show meme. Wait, where's J Black streaming from? Hoping isn't an... Why you hope it's not an island? Random be weird. Whoopi was VIP on that play. I'm sure. The more you listen to it, the more you go like, this bitch was on a plane. Just listen. This. She was on the plane. Allegedly. I'm just going by what I take when I hear her say this.
I don't think I don't believe there's a list. I don't believe there's a list. I do think that lots of people have been on that plane. Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. There is no, from what I've read, there is no indication that they were ever on at the island. Not Jeffrey, but
Whoopi, you trying, Whoopi. What made you even engage in this? You sound fucking crazy. It's so crazy that it's almost like driving by a car wreck on the highway. I gotta sit it.
I don't believe there's a list. I don't believe there's a list. I do think that lots of people have been on that plane. Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. There is no, from what I've read.
Their face. That's what everybody was feeling right here. That's it. Bitch, why did you even bring it up? Somebody in your camp told you got to say something, and this is it.
People have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. There is no, from what I've read, there is no indication that they were ever on at the island.
So where was the plane going? Where were all these trips? He just rented out the plane to hundreds and hundreds of people to go everywhere? Because if that's the case, everybody would have said it. There is a list. And like the people on the show, like the community is saying, there's a flight log. There's a list. The log is the list. And your friends were probably on that bitch. Were you on it? Were you on it, Whoopi?
Jeffrey, but all the people in the flight logs. It doesn't say these people were flown to the island. It just says they were on the plane. That's the information.
Were you on the list? Is that what this is all about, Whoopi? Were you trying to set a feeler out there? And you were like, uh-oh. Whoopi, were you on the list? Because what you saying ain't making no sense. No sense at all. What you saying ain't making no sense at all. So where the plane go then? Obviously, if there was a flight log, there was a flight destination. Stupid dummy. If there was a flight log, the log had to also have the destination. Stupid dummy. What you trying to hide, Whoopi? Who you trying to protect, Whoopi? What's got your pennies in a bunch? Is it maybe realizing that you might have been on one of them flights, 2 of them flights, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of them flights? You might have been a frequent flyer. You might have had miles on that jet the way I had it on Spirit. You got free snacks, free peanuts. You got to sit up front. You was VIP on the plane. Whoopi, is it true? What? If not, why are you sounding so? Why are you allowing yourself to sound so crazy? Oh, Whoopi, Whoopi, Whoopi. We a little after party Academy Award friends on the list. Were directors that you worked with on the list? What was it, Whoopi? You might want to do a Russell Simmons if you were. You might run ahead to one of them islands and do a Russell Simmons and do yoga and meditation and live in a $1 million hut. Because something just don't sound right now, Whoopi. Something don't sound right. Anyway, let me get to these comments, y'all. Let me get, I don't know. Where did the comments, did I go all the way up? Oh, wait, we all the way back up? Wait a second, hold up. Asa said in Latin, petty means hand and cure means care. Hence, care of the feet. Manny, maintain. Cure means cure of the hands. That has nothing to do with being feminine. It is personal care. That goes back to Jay Black. That had nothing to do with the Whoopi. JB, relax and have a great time. Oh, Jesus, you went straight to that. I don't even want to talk about that over there. Allegedly. Isaac Trinidad next. Okay. All right. The list on here is crazy. Isaac, what's good? What's good? Is it Isaac or Isaiah? I don't know. Isaac, it looks like Isaac. I'll check that out. Actually, I've been at the Bahamas and it was a great experience being over there. That's back to Jay Black, including you. I guess you're talking about the list. Whoopi, see, it's like those day cruises. You go out on a plane, then come right back. Oh, I didn't even get to the stuttering. The stuttering was ridiculous. I'm like, what? You've been on TV for 600,000 years. What are we stuttering about? What are we stuttering? But. I mean, I'm not talking about Jeffrey. Next thing she's going to tell me is everybody took Jeffrey's plane, but nobody ever met Jeffrey. That's going to be the next thing. You know, nobody ever met him. No, nobody ever met him. You would have been better off just saying nothing. Jay put them comments on, and I don't know how to remove them damn things now. How the hell do I remove the comments? Always touching something. He always touching something. Let me see something. There it is. I got it. That's a good idea if you could read them. So anyway, that was Whoopi. And then what else I got for y'all? We got a strong hour. See if Envy comes up here. Other than that, we got a strong hour. Debate privilege. And can somebody tell me? This thing with the Simpsons has been a joke, right? Everybody has posted all these episodes of the Simpsons that told that would happen on the Simpsons a year before it happened, 2 years before it happened. Like Donald Trump being elected, that was on the show. Kobe Bryant dying in a helicopter, they had that episode on the show. It was a helicopter crash. They had a certain scene of Donald Trump coming down an escalator. That was on the Simpsons years before. The Simpsons keep doing this, and we keep laughing it off because it's a cartoon. It's animated adult humor or whatever it is. It's the Simpsons. They put this one thing up, so we all saw the man, the CEO, the billionaire CEO who got caught at the Coldplay concert with his human resource lady and the whole nine. And he's put an apology out. I think his daughter has gone on TikTok, and his daughter's mentioned something. He actually had to resign from the company. I don't know when cheating on your wife means you have to resign. I didn't know what part of the game that was, because if that's the part of the game, most of my bosses ever in radio probably should have resigned. But I ain't saying nothing. I didn't know getting caught cheating meant you had to resign from your job. I don't know. Maybe the company, the astronomer, maybe that's a public company and it affected the stock prices. I don't know. It's very weird to me. You really can't fire a billionaire. So he actually had to do something. He probably did that because some stock prices went down, or there was something that was going to affect the money that he has in that he didn't want to affect it. That being said, how in the hell did The Simpsons have an episode years ago about this exact situation? Explain to me. Yeah. I'm going to mute it because there's some crazy noise in the background that this posted. But this right here, my friend, this is nuts. This is crazy right here.
This is obviously no coincidence.
So this right here is an episode of The Simpsons years ago. And then I actually left this. Yes, the image exactly matches the real scene from The Simpsons episode, The Man Who Came to Be Dinner. Season 26, episode 10. That's the authentic layout. Homer, Marge, and Bart inside the alien ship. The show shows through the... Okay. All right. So when are we going to interview the writers? Is anybody going to question the writers? At some point, is anybody going to get the writers and say, the writers of this episode, what made you do this? At this point, are the creators of this show time travelers? Like, what are we doing here? Like I'm thoroughly like, it's right in our face. My man, Dr. Aaron Smith in the building. What up, Doc? What's going on with you?
They were saying that was AI. That's what they were saying.
Is that? But why okay, so if that was AI and they got the episode, how about all the other ones?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them that are not AI that are eerily similar to real events.
They got Kobe in a helicopter crash.
That did happen.
They got Donald Trump actually being elected. But
that was a different show with Kobe. I remember that show when they had.
That was a different show. That was yeah, that was a different show. Exactly right. But they had Donald Trump getting. So my thing is, does anybody want to just interview the writers so we can get to the? There's the way we can just interview the writers.
Yes, ask them what's up.
Yeah, just ask them. And if they don't want to answer the questions, then fine. But y'all not gonna keep spooking me out.
No, they predicted a lot. They've been way too right. Way too many times.
They've been way too right. Anyway, this is the first time I can ask how your weekend was, and the weekend just happened. How was your weekend?
Oh no, all good. No complaints. Actually felt like a weekend. So that's always a good thing, because I'm sure you know the difference. Sometimes the weekend goes by and you feel like you were working harder on the weekend than the week. But this weekend I felt like I really reset a little bit for the new week. So all is well.
There you go. That's healthy. There you go with the reset. That's healthy. Need a reset. You missed it. Jay Black just hit us up from his vacation spot.
Oh, for real? He was on the square, or he just tapped in?
Oh, he's on the square from the deck. He was on the square from the deck. He showed us the water. He told us about all 65 activities they have to get done within 24 hours. And I was like, go knock yourself out. Go get it. Go make it happen. Then you missed it. We talked about Whoopi claiming she doesn't believe there's a list. Whoopi doesn't claim that she believes there's no list. Yeah, exactly. Just to get you up to speed, I'm gonna let you. Well, you're not supposed to watch the list, but listen to the clip. Just listen to the clip. Listen to the clip. Here it comes.
I don't think I don't believe there's a list. I don't believe there's a list. I do think that lots of people have been on that plane. Lots of people have been on Jeffrey Epstein's plane. There is no, from what I've read, there is no indication that they were ever at the island. Not Jeffrey, but all the people in the flight logs. It doesn't say these people were flown to the island. It just says they were on the plane. That's the information.
I don't think
there's.
So, Dr. Aaron Smith, we're just a little curious on why such the intensity to let people know that the plane maybe didn't go to the island. Like, that doesn't mean they all went to the island. I'm a little curious on what's being hidden here, or maybe I'm jumping to conclusions. I don't know.
No, I pulled over for this one. I'm about to take my seatbelt off for this one. I can drive in a minute. I got time today. Matter of fact, let me take this thing off. Let me take this off. I think I'm gonna hang out with you for a few minutes, Mike. Yeah. Because as you ask the group chat, I'm always dropping stuff in, and I was saying it before it got crazy. I was saying, like, this is our chance. There's an overlap between Republicans and Democrats, and studies have been showing that for the first time in like 12 years. And some other charts were saying for the first time ever, there's certain levels of agreement in certain areas with disapprovals and things like that. This is like once in a lifetime, like Nixon type stuff we talked about before. Like, this is the type of stuff that doesn't happen all the time. Where it's like we're all on the same page about where the president is. First of all, the flight log, if anything, is the closest thing to a list that we have. So if you were going to argue against a list, you should have argued about maybe the black book, right? But it's not an official list of clients, right? There's not a client list is very different than arguing there's not a list, but then talking about the flight logs, because that's probably the most detailed time, place, who's on it, right? So it was a poor argument. The other issue is we've already learned that the FBI came and took like 17,000 in cash out of that safe, took photographs out of that safe, took CDs out of that safe, took hard drives out of that safe, and leather-bound books similar to the one that they said Donald Trump and others wrote those letters in to celebrate his 50th birthday. Like, there's a list of things that were already taken. So we already know that there's pictures, there's recordings. They've already admitted that he had cameras in every room, right? Like, what are we doing at this point, acting like the issue is the list? Like, talk about a straw man argument and a red herring that doesn't really matter at all. So let's say he didn't keep an official list, but according to the hearings that already happened in the civil trials and all the transcripts, he's abused between hundreds, if not thousands of people. So, okay, Whoopi, let's give you, he doesn't have a list. He has flight manifest. There's various civil trial documents and transcripts. There's people that were deposed and gave testimony. There's recordings. Mr. Wolf recorded Epstein for years and also recorded Donald Trump, the one who's doing that autobiography. Epstein's on tape. I was Donald Trump's best friend for 10 to 15 years. They said that the calendar guy, they had a calendar girls. They would throw parties. One of the creepiest ones in 1992, where there were all these calendar girls that came to the party. The only two men present were Trump and Epstein and all the girls. Best friend, just you two. He's a trafficker. He's a pedophile. It's you and him having a party with all the girls. Donald Trump says he's a guy that likes girls, pretty girls, as much as I do, to paraphrase. And some of them are some of them are on the young side. He knew this. He wrote in the letter about their secrets and was objectifying women. At this point, if I was on trial, my lawyer couldn't stand up and say, "But with all due respect, Your Honor, we don't have the list." They'd be like, "Take his ass to jail." The list doesn't matter once we got recordings and videos and testimony and letters and like party. Like, we have you already, bro. We got you saying if it wasn't your daughter, you'd be dating her. We got you going down the escalator when the little girls went up the escalator, and you said in the documentary when she was like 12 years old, and she was low. You said, "I'll be dating her in 10 years." He says this. This is what he says. He got his daughter on his lap, in between his legs, and all these creepy pictures where he's gripping her up and hugging her, and she's on his lap dancing. Literally, like what more? Like, we need the actual pictures? Wolf said there's a picture of two girls that are suspiciously young, shirts off, Trump and Epstein. The girls are pointing to a stain on his pants. But at this point, even if we get that one, the people who are already still believing Trump ain't gonna believe nothing no matter what happens after that anyway. Like, some people are just gonna say, I don't care, I don't see it, it's not what you think, it's AI. So the people who are gonna believe rational evidence, we have them already. So I don't know what Whoopi's talking about. I don't believe there's a list. There's files. Multiple files, hundreds and hundreds of files. They have whole hard drives with 300 megahertz, whatever, on them. Like, they have everything he did and where he went. They said with cameras in every room. So I think that argument maybe a month or two ago, when the average person didn't know some of this stuff, would have hit a little harder. But at this point, I'm just wondering if Whoopi's on the list.
Now, this is my thing. Let's say, because we don't have a timestamp on when this happened. Let's just say this was a year ago. Let's just say this is when it first, let's just say, to give it a benefit of the doubt, this is when it first happened. That makes me even more curious.
What first happened?
When Epstein first, when everybody, before this round, let's just say this happened when the election was going on.
Okay, I got you. Let's say it came back in the news.
Yeah, before the last election. Let's just say it was just a topic, because we don't have a timestamp on when this happened. This makes me even more curious on why you were so adamant to try and set the landscape of protection, to set the stage for protection.
Well, you do have a timestamp. You do have a timestamp. The timestamp was Elon Musk. Elon Musk's tweet is what set this off, and that's timestamped heavily. When he said
what they were talking about.
When Elon Musk said the reason why Trump doesn't want to release it is because Trump is in the Epstein files. Have a good day, DJT. That was the tweet. That's when Elon Musk got dissed and he got put out. And the first thing he did was like, "Oh, play with me," and he made that tweet. And that's what catapulted. There was suspicion. There were still pushes for the files. But what really set it off, what really brought it all together and made it a moment, and he capitalized on the momentum, because there was the resistance, there was the curiosity, there was the deflections, there was all that stuff going on. But when Elon Musk, the tipping point, I'm not saying the only thing, the tipping point was when Elon Musk was like, Trump don't want to release those files because he's in them. Have a good day. And that's what did it. But Epstein said, according to Wolf, the author of the biography, he said, if what we have on Trump is released, they'll have to stop the election. That was the first time he ran in 20, because he was alive the first time. He wasn't alive the second time. But when Epstein was alive, he told the author, if what I know about Trump gets out, they'll have to stop the election. Why would Epstein say that about Trump? And I don't know why it's even a stretch. If somebody's saying, I'm going to grab him by the P, I moved on her like a bee. She was married, but when you're a star and a celebrity, they just let you do it. I bought the Miss Universe pageant and the Miss Universe teen pageant. I walked back there to check on everybody. They're half naked, they're undressed, but you could do that because you're the owner of the pageant. Like, these are crimes. People who say these things, people who say they would date their daughter, I don't know what the stretch is, but to me, it's one of the best studies in white supremacy ever. Because I remember Obama a few months ago said, if I had done just one of these things, and this is before this research to Epstein, Obama said after Trump's first 100 days, if I had done just one of these things, and at some point, somebody's really going to understand just how deep it goes, the fact that there could never, ever have been a white Elon Musk, a black Elon Musk, a black Donald Trump. Like, you know how fast you would have been done? Remember Howard Dean when he was running for president? He was like, woo! And they kept
He made a
playing
noise.
Yep.
He made a noise. And
they got him out of here. And Dave Chappelle even did a skit. He was like, whoa, rah, rah, right? They got him out of here for making the noise. That just shows you what the media can do when they want to slander you and lock in and not let you evolve out the media cycle. They can keep playing it. Like, the media has a lot of power. So for the media to have all these allegations and all these tapes and all this stuff, Elon Musk was like, I didn't make my money from apartheid and the emerald mine. His dad came out and was like, yes, we did. That don't do you in. That's not. They were like, Donald Trump's dad got arrested at a Klan rally. They suffered the biggest discrimination case in the history of America for not renting to black people. Fred and Donald Trump are named in it. Keeps going. Do you? I mean, you do know, but I'm saying, as a black person, it's one and done. Once you get in some kind of, once you R. Kelly, you're R. Kelly. It's not your R. Kelly butt on your next album. Well, for him it was, Security kept going. But I'm saying, but at some point with black people, usually they go down for the one thing. So it's really like you got three people who are like, and if you look at even with what's his name, Epstein's life, he was a fifth grade teacher who was suspicious around young girls and had a poor record of teaching and was recorded being profoundly ineffective. Right after that, the billionaire Wexler gives him control of half of his fortune, and now he's a billionaire from being a fifth grade teacher. That's why everybody's like, no, he's definitely intelligence. Ehud Barak, one of the former prime ministers of Israel, one of the people that was seen going to his house and in his files. There's no way. Like, no, Ghislaine Maxwell was not intelligence, but her dad is one of the most notorious spies in the history of Israel. Like, there's not enough connections in the world to be like, what is going on? The Prince Andrew, really the Prince. He happens to know the Prince, the fifth grade teacher. So I'm telling you, there's no black person in the history of America who has these kind of benefits. When black people make it to the top, it's like Mission Impossible. Frederick Douglass had to fight his slave master hand to hand and get free, had to create false documents and have disguises and go train to train. Then he ended up going from a slave plantation to advising Abraham Lincoln. We got to be the best of the best, even when we do get in trouble. R. Kelly is arguably the best R&B singer of the last 40 years. People argue this. People argue R. Kelly versus Michael Jackson. Of course, I'm saying Michael Jackson, but I'm saying, think about our people. When we get up there, when you see a black person in that spot, they earned it. Oprah is the best. Like, Diddy is one of the best. Epstein wasn't even that good and had more money than all of them. He wasn't a good fifth grade teacher.
And I want to tell you where, listen, I want this whole upheaval of this system. I really do. And I understand that may be a long shot, but shit, I'm believing in change. But I want to say this. Donald Trump pulled out one of his Trump cards and said, I'm going to sue the Wall Street Journal. Well, that's owned by Murdoch. And they said, cool, we'll see you in court.
Yeah. I don't think he expected that either.
And this number was, we're going to sue you for $60 billion. We'll see you in court.
And he said, sue you like I sue everybody else. I don't know if the listeners know, but a fun fact about Donald Trump is that he has sued over 3,000 people, or sued 3,000 lawsuits. Some are businesses. They're considered people now, corporations. He sued people over 3,000 times in the course of his life. That's what we're dealing with. 3,000 times. Every time something happens. When he didn't pay his workers for building his buildings, he would sue them sometimes first, if not counter-sue them right away. He'd always just file a lawsuit. Somebody started complaining about not getting paid, he'd sue him because he had more money than a lot of people, and he'd dry him up in court. They'd end up settling. So that's his thing, to just sue, because he has the money and you don't. So even though he's wrong, even though he owes you, what threw him off was getting that money from Paramount because they were trying to do the merger and they needed his approval. So now he got this false sense of, entitlement where it's like, oh, I can win, Some of these only cost me $1 million. I just got 16 million from that one where I pressured, Paramount when they were doing the Skydance merger and they needed my support to get the billion. And some people were saying that Paramount was in trouble. Some people behind the scenes were like, Paramount needed this merger. This wasn't an option. So when Donald Trump offered the settlement, they were like, yes, for so many billion, we're definitely gonna give you the 16 million. It's basically like greasing somebody's palm down at City Hall to get a government contract, in local government. You'll get a piece. But
I want to say one mistake they made with 16 million and Stephen Colbert. It just happened to be that all dropped after a few days after he had done his whole monologue, basically breaking down the 16 million and all that good stuff. This is what I don't get. And this is where I go, like, common sense. There must be something in his contract. Y'all gonna let him stay on the air?
Yes, it is his contract. It is his contract. Because he's contractually I wouldn't say obligated, but yeah, obligated. But the contract says he works till next year. But you know how that works, because that worked with Jones. Remember when she got let go and she was still getting paid?
No, but
She
my
talked
thing,
about it.
the problem with this philosophy is
But
you're gonna give him
he
a
would have sued though, Mike. He would have.
No, but this you're not getting my point. You're gonna let him have that microphone now? He's really gonna go in now. That don't make any sense. You either gotta bite the bullet and pay him all the way out.
No,
And
the last show.
The last show was when?
No, we're saying the same thing. I'm agreeing with you. I'm like nodding, like, yep, that last show gonna be crazy. Like, yeah,
But forget the
when
last
he's ready to
show.
really go and leave. Oh man,
But he's
the whole season,
already
right?
been the whole season is going to be full throttle.
Yeah, he's free. He's
What-
free. He's
what-
free. He's free.
He's free. And not only that is it going to be full throttle, the numbers are going to be off the wall because everybody knows now. And his numbers were already leading even though all these shows lose money, the game that's being played now with these shows is whoever loses the least money is the one really making money. I know that sounds backwards, but that's how crazy network TV and how desperate they are. He's still the number one gainer over there. The numbers are going to be sick. The numbers are going to be ridiculous on people going to watch him. So I don't understand if that 16 million for Donald Trump is going to be worth what's about to now be. You're going to have a host who literally the whole agenda is going to be, we're going to prove what we've been saying is right. And we're going to do it every night, Monday through Friday. And we're going to release the clips and the viral clips. And we're going to send them on TikTok and Instagram. And they're going to be reposted by millions and millions and millions of people. This wasn't a good plan, people. You either fire him. Go ahead.
You've been through it with radio, Mike. You was getting the ratings, and then for some reason they just like there's not the human logic and business logic is often very different because we've experienced that even on radio where it's like, yo, we're getting the best ratings, we're moving up. What's the problem, right? So you always look from the outside like, what are you doing? This makes no sense in terms of business, and I think for some of them, business is mixing with relationships. Sometimes it mixes with ego, right? Like when Donald Trump didn't like Kamala Harris's interview and sued them. Like it's a mix of things where you can't just look at the black and white numbers because the black and white numbers, like you said, you should keep them. Of course, keep doing the show. Why would you let him go? None of this makes any sense. And like you said, he's still gonna be there. So why would you, have him on the air for another year? Like what's going on? But behind the scenes, their calculations are like far more risk management HR, where they basically only ask certain questions. How do we keep from getting sued? How do we appease the powers that be? They're both, and they're please everyone, offend no one in terms of who they think is relevant. Is not the viewer. And it's more like the shareholders, and they look at the, like I said, the overall shares of people, and they're like, you know what? This one show, although it's our best show, and then all the things that we make money off of, we're still gonna make our money. And they're thinking that too, like you said, Mike, this last season's gonna be a killer. So there's people saying these things in the room from a different perspective. They're like, yo, this last season we can promote it a bit big. Because somebody might have said, what's the ups and downs of letting them go? They went through that and they thought about the lawsuit and everything else. And then there's a public backlash. Then if you keep them, there's a momentary backlash, but then there's a full season, then there's up ratings. And who knows? Sometimes the people who we think are going to do all the fighting, they like staying in the machine. So I saw Colbert say some pretty diplomatic stuff when he made his announcement, which signals to me he might not be crashing out. He might be like, you know what? I might just move to another network, do another show, but I want people to know I'm not Petey Green, that radio guy, and talk to me that Don Cheadle played in that movie who got on TV and crashed out and told the truth and never was seen on TV again. I'm going to get up here, play the game, and get another job. Because Stephen Colbert seems like he's playing the long game in this, and he's not ready to be a full revolutionary in terms of, the three networks that can hire him. He looks like he's still promoting himself for the next position. So I think he's still playing it. It's like Colin Kaepernick. Remember, we thought Kaepernick was going to keep fighting. Then Kaepernick did a deal with Netflix and Nike while we were out in the streets getting pepper sprayed. No offense, but that did happen. Like, he went and worked with the very people that we thought were the capitalist, evil oligarchs. And there was a girl in Penn who got her tooth chipped by a billy club like a week before. And then next week, he got a Nike ad and he got a Netflix series. And it's like, just because the person is the spokesperson and the poster child doesn't mean they're thinking like we're thinking, they're going to fight like we fight. So Colbert's great, but I think he's going to keep on working with these people. One of these.
I don't think he is, because But I don't know. Well, but you know what? We're gonna see.
Yeah, even Jon Stewart came back and he was sick and tired. You know, he was people protesting 9/11 responders on Congress floor, and but he came back to the Daily Show. They figured it
But my
out.
thing is, Jon Stewart came back to the Daily Show because he realized that's the only that's my biggest microphone to say what I have to say. Now
I'm saying that's part of it. That's part of it too.
So,
So if you're really revolutionary, then do and get the biggest impact. If you're really revolutionary, then you should be strategic and diplomatic and not impulsive. I know as an impulsive revolutionary, sometimes you be saying your stuff, but you could have said more over time if you had just thought it through a little bit and didn't jump out the window. So Stephen Colbert might be thinking like that. He might be thinking, I really do want to have an impact. And in order to do so, there's only 3 companies that own all these networks. I can't go ahead and insult all of them. I've already, knocked out 33% of my chances with he called it a big fat bribe. Like he went in pretty good.
Yeah, he did. He called it a big fat bribe. That's
He'll
exactly
need
what he called it.
he'll need to do that another time with the other 2/3 of media moguls. I think he needs one friend. It's like being a rapper with no street backing. It's difficult when you got nobody on your side. No Suge, no Diddy, nobody to clear the way for you. I know as a rapper.
Since I have you here, you said it's like being a rapper. I had this one clip where, and this is a hard left.
Okay, let me fix my sound.
And this is what he had to say.
Go ahead.
I don't want him to freeze up. Okay, fix that. And I'll wait till you come back. And then Anyway, this next gentleman, I saw his and he brought some stuff up in hip hop. Listen, I love hip hop. Shouldn't say I love hip hop. I enjoy hip hop. I hate to say I love something that can't love you back. I always feel weird when I say I love something that can't love you back. It doesn't love me back.
No, I fixed it.
Okay. All right. So this is what he said about rap.
I learned how to fix the sound at least, so I got without the little static in there, so we good.
Oh, it actually sounds better. It sounds better. He actually talked about rappers of today, but what he said might surprise you. So this is the clip right here.
In the new Clips album today, and it made me realize something. We live in a very unique era of hip-hop. For the first time probably in hip-hop history, the old rappers are better than the young rappers, and the old rappers are more successful and popular than the young rappers. And for all y'all that are saying, what are you talking about? I guarantee your favorite rapper is at least 30. Even rappers that you don't think of as being older are older. Ogeezy is in his 30s. Lil Durk is 32. Gunna is 32. Drake, Kendrick, J. Cole, they damn near 40. Like, all the rappers in their 30s and 40s are the top rappers. Larry June is in his mid-30s. Griselda is in their mid-30s. Like, even the new artists that are coming out, the new artists, the new wave of rappers, they're 30 plus. I can't think of no big name rappers right now that are under 30 years old. I think Chief Keef might be the only one, and he's still probably like damn near late 20s at this.
Now, when I saw that, I saw that clip a while ago, and I was like, yeah, it's weird because I'm going like, Kendrick and Drake and J. Cole, I already know that those guys are coming on 40. Or approaching 40. Pause on the coming on. And I thought that was interesting because my gripe with hip hop, and I always thought it was the downfall of hip hop. The downfall of hip hop for me, and you could probably make this statement for most music, but for hip hop especially, is that hip hop has always been led by 20-year-olds. And when you have something led by 20-year-olds, you have to remember
teenagers before that. Teenagers, then 20-year-olds.
Teenagers.
Because Roxanne was like 13. Remember, Rakim was like 16. So yeah, back then, even younger.
So when you have an industry being pushed by 20-year-olds and teens, a lot of teens, you make a good point. It's easy to get that culture, control it, turn it upside down, and manipulate it the way you want it to. Also, make sure you make it so that we set this boundary that by the time they hit 30 and their thinking starts to change, that we move them right out, because we don't want them to ever start using this music for anything else but 20-year-old thoughts and 18-year-old thoughts, and they can be manipulated. I thought that was fascinating because I said, oh, Yeah, so maybe the same gripe that I've had all my life is starting to change. Your opinion?
No, definitely. And well, I would change one word and I would say happen again because it did happen, and that's why they were so adamant to make sure that for the next 30 years it didn't happen again. Because I think for me it might have been 90 to 92, 90 to almost 93, when we were getting that Panther soundtrack, and KRS One was like, "Oh yeah, that's what you say when you see the devil down." Other times I had to come as Nat Turner, right? Talking about reincarnation, right? Before Kendrick was talking about it, it was KRS One with the "all year" verse on the third verse of that Panther soundtrack, right? And it was people like Chuck D, who came in and were grown, and he was a problem. Public Enemy was a
Hold
problem.
on
Public
one
Enemy
second. Let me bring Envy in because she's been in the background for a while. Envy
Oh,
McKee
hey,
is in the
hey, hey.
building.
Singer-songwriter for sake of this conversation.
And Envy, I realized why the problem was you dropping off. So I hope it doesn't happen. I hope they fix it. Chrome was having a problem with anybody with a background, with and that's why they sent a message that they were having people with what's it called, the green screen background. That's why.
Screen now.
Oh, what is it? It was not the green screen. It's is that an actual whatever it is? I understood it. Hopefully it won't happen now. All right, back to you, Aaron Smith. Continue.
Yeah, but I was saying when Chuck D, got with Flavor Flav, that was a cheat code. They figured out how to hack the system, and he said that what he was saying was too potent and too mature to just be marketed to the demographic they were trying to reach and the way they were trying to make an impact. They Flavor Flav, he was the buffer, he was the chaser, he was the one that distracted from the true impact of Chuck D saying he's a supporter of Chesimar, right? And saying and mentioning Farrakhan, and then pictures of Chuck D with his NOI Nation of Islam outfit. It didn't have the same impact when Flavor Flav was up there with the clock distracting people, literally like a clock hypnotizing people away from the true potency of Flavor Flav's words, so he could plant seeds in a generation of millions trying to hold us back. When he said, "I got a letter from the government in the Shocking Hour Chaos," I opened and read it. It said they were suckers.
Yeah.
They wanted me for their army or whatever. Picture me giving a damn. I said never. If you got people 17, draft age, right, service age, hearing Chuck D say this government is full of suckers, and if they ever ask you to serve in their military, tell them never. Like they were watching behind the scenes saying, "Oh no," and then at the end of that era, the son of Afeni Shakur, who we just tried to destroy in the Panther 21, who served as her own lawyer and didn't just free herself, but all 20 of her comrades. No, her son will not be the second coming of this. That's when I think it really went left, and they made sure when Tupac was with Digital Underground wearing all that African garb as the youngest member of the new African Panthers starting a rap career, they were determined to make sure that hip-hop never grows up again. And he was championing Ice-T, Ice Cube, Chuck D, and all these other people on his first album, and they saw where this was going, and they nipped it in the bud, and they pushed NWA like crazy. So I don't think it's ever going to come back to that. And the question now is, although these older rappers are the ones that are successful and talented and making all the noise, will these older rappers have the courage or the desire to go back to the level of consciousness that the heyday of their careers was noted for? That's the question now. Will we get the consciousness? We see the talent. We hear the clips. We hear now. We hear everybody got the talent. Will we get the consciousness now?
You have to have the consciousness to give it.
Why does your mic don't sound like it normally sounds? Do you have your settings right? This fly is killing me. This one fly is terrorizing me. We gotta fly now. I have a whole show that I'm gonna dedicate, like not the whole show, but like 20-25 minutes of it, because I finally found the interview where Crazy Bones from Bone Thugs and Harmony actually reads verbatim the meeting that they had with the higher ups and people who had nothing to do with the music business when they brought in the plan with privatized prisons.
Mm-hmm.
And they were asking these people, they had to sign a document before they actually went in to the meeting. It was a non-disclosure. And there were levels where they did an intro where they let them know what this plan was for. If you're with it, you will now go to the next room. And the next room was going to tell everybody exactly how it was going to be implemented. And the one guy who brought Crazy Bone to the thing, Crazy Bone went to him and said, "What the hell what you got me here for?" He said, it's out of my hands now. He said, it's out of my hands. I actually have to break down the 2 clips that I have. Crazy went to the next one. He went to the next room. A lot of people left the mansion afterwards, after the first, when they were given the presentation. When they went into the next room, the confrontation started, when they started basically saying, we need these prisons to be full. There's money to be made in these. These are the actual people saying the things, not the alleged. Now, if you don't want to believe him, you don't have to believe him. I don't know why he would come out and say it, but hey, everybody has their right to an opinion. That's when he drew the line and said, we got to get out of here. He was escorted, taken to his car, and they waited out there with guns until he drove off the property. I'm going to edit those so y'all can hear it and see that this isn't just some old wise tale. This actually was a movement. And the guy who brought him there actually left the business. 20 years later, he said the guy was like, wow, the plan worked. They got him. So we'll get into that. We'll get into everything. And I'll designate a time where we can do that. Let me let y'all see. There's this gentleman there's this game that's going on with the Candace Owens and a few of the, I guess, intellects have a debate, and it's like a royal war where everybody raises a flag and they want to debate the person. Then if that person, they get like a certain amount of time, another person jumps in and they debate the person. And then when they get, they win or lose, Candace Owens just got slayed on one, and I forget the young lady's name. But this gentleman went on one, and it's particularly interesting because he knows everybody around him and what their political parties are and what they believe. So he basically brings these folks up and snipes them. This one woman was very interesting because for me, I'm gonna let y'all watch it. For me, it was somebody who has this white privilege in this country, and when it's shown to them, they basically, even though it's shown factually, they can't accept that reality. But I'll see how y'all took it, and I'm gonna play it for you guys. And it's rapid fire. This is these people go in and out, and they're going back and forth. It's like taking shots. It's like a drinking game. You got
in regards to your claim, I just want to start by asking this: do you care more about helping Americans or immigrants in this claim?
Immigrants are Americans. I'm an immigrant and an American.
Well, immigrants are not Americans. Americans are the people that were born here.
That's not true. Where'd you get? What's the basis of your claim for that?
Are you talking about people that get naturalized in the process of becoming American?
14th Amendment. Have you read it?
Okay, yes, I have.
Citizenship clause. It says any persons born or naturalized in the United States are citizens of the United States.
I'm aware of that.
There's about 40 to 50 million naturalized Americans in this country.
Yes, but
you didn't seem aware of it because you said Americans versus immigrants.
So, but are you understanding that the process of getting all these immigrants that come in here we've been also, the millions of immigrants, it's up to the millions, it's the last 20 years now, and it has dramatically affected Americans here in the country, which
positively, I would argue.
People like me and everyone around here, we cannot find homes or even get jobs within our own fields that we go to college for, that we get into debt for. And because
what does that have to
more blue collar work, especially in construction, agriculture and so forth, and the hospitality industry, we cannot get jobs in those fields, so it requires.
Are you looking for a job in construction or agriculture?
I am not, no. I went to college. Many people here are in college or went to college, but we can't even find jobs in our fields, also because of the H-1B visa program as well. But in regards to just your claim about immigrants specifically, we cannot even get jobs to pay for housing.
Unemployment is at a record low right now, even under Donald Trump. And I'm not a Donald Trump fan, but I would say unemployment under both Biden and Trump has been at record low levels.
Okay, is this in regards for American citizens?
Yes.
Okay. Well, I'm unaware of that statistic, but from what I see, from what I can
I'm an immigrant and an American, and I employ many American citizens, both naturalized and the ones born here.
And
I employ Americans.
My parents came
Americans as defined by you.
My parents came as immigrants to become naturalized, so I'm not necessarily opposed to immigrants.
So you're the child of immigrants.
Now, when she says that, the voice, I wish I could have edited and said, you know you fucked up, right?
Right! Correct. I'm a child of immigrants. I was born
But you don't
here.
accept that immigrants are Americans?
Not at this moment.
So your parents are not Americans?
Not at this moment.
So hold
no,
on, your parents are
they're
not Americans?
citizens. They became naturalized.
You just said you can't be citizens by being naturalized.
No, I was born here, and I'm not
Yeah, you're
opposed
born
to
here,
naturalization.
right?
I never
But are your
said that I'm against naturalization.
Are you against naturalization?
No, I never said I was against
You
naturalization.
did. You began. Everyone was here. They can play it back on YouTube. You said Americans or immigrants. Are your parents Americans or immigrants?
No, my parents are United States citizens.
But they're immigrants, you said.
No, they came here as immigrants. However, but
So they
I want
are
to make the
immigrants.
claim that we cannot
I came here as an immigrant. I'm an immigrant.
But at this point, when they came, the United
People
States
aren't happy
economy,
with the way this is going for you.
the United States economy was not at.
It's better now. The American economy is better than it's been.
So in regards to your claim.
All right, so there's a lot. I'll let Envy. You can start. Then I'll go to Dr. Aaron Smith. And then I'll give you
the caucasity. The caucasity.
We still can't hear your microphone right.
I don't know what that is.
If you go to your settings on StreamYard, make sure it's got your microphone. Go ahead, Doc.
It does.
Go ahead, Doc.
I'm just going to turn it on.
Go ahead, Doc. What's your thoughts? And I'll get right back to Envy.
No, yeah, I thought that the one word answer was great. If this was Family Feud, I would have been clapping for Envy, saying good answer, when she said the caucasity, because you need something just to sum it up. And I've been saying this for a long time. I talked about the 9/11 stuff when 20 years too soon. I'm having the conversation. 10 years ago, I went viral dissing Drake. Again, later on, 10 years too soon to have the conversation. For the last 5 years, I have been critiquing the existence of whiteness, like a whiteness studies professor saying this makes no sense. These people are German, Jewish, Italian, Polish, German. The only reason that they're saying that they're white is because of this hierarchical system that oppresses people that are non-white and black, and they're the only people that don't have an opportunity to be afforded any proximity or access to whiteness. So the whole notion, once you call yourself white, you might as well be saying I'm a Nazi, but not like the Nazis that did the no. The system was created for a specific purpose. It has one function. The only function of whiteness is to determine white from non-white. There's no other function. There's no historical movements of empowerment. There's no refugees seeking peace from oppression that were white. No. Polish, yes. Italian, yes. Jewish, yes. White, no. The only time and the only purpose of anybody saying I'm white is to separate themselves in a system that privileges whiteness from those who are not privileged. So once I'm in a situation where I understand that and I'm talking to a white person, I stop talking. Because your whole existence is an illusion. You live a lie. And that's all that you know, because not just your world, but you as a person, yourself, is predicated and defined and identified by something that doesn't exist and that is genuinely unfair and ungodly. So I don't talk to white people like that, especially not about race and stuff like that.
Did you ever see that series called The Newsroom?
Yes. I played clips from it.
Yeah, she's that girl.
Yes.
You know, the girl that's like, when was America ever great, or some question, and it's a sin that, no, really truly, caucasity is my favorite word right now. What really and truly, it doesn't boggle my brain because I understand what I'm looking at, but caucasity really just kind of sums up the energy of, but let me get on this microphone in front of somebody who is truly educated and say these things, because my whiteness gives it's like whiteness is a credential. A lot of these people walk into these spaces like she's a child. She's a child. This man is an expert. And she's like, you know what? My skin tone makes me smarter than him. And so they go into these spaces and they make fools of themselves. But they don't see it that way, because caucasity is it's something you put on your resume. But I have the caucasity. Look at Donald Trump. He has all of the caucasity. Every member of his cabinet, all the caucasity. None of these people are qualified to be in any space that they're in. But these people get up in spaces and they show up there because their skin tone. And it's not boggling. I feel like there's information here that we can use if we are thoughtful and strategic. Because blackness, just like Dr. Fearless so astutely pointed out, if you are black and you are anything in this country, you were twice as good. You had to be just to get there. So what if we were strategic about this caucasity thing? I mean, right now it's cute to cackle, but there's something here to win this war.
I agree with everything you've both said. And I will say there are talking points that racists use. And these talking points are pushed and the script is pushed and CNN's got something to do with it, just like and Fox and MSNBC and the rest of the networks will push this script. And when somebody is able to throw you off the script, you'd be better off saying, I don't have an answer for that.
Mm-hmm.
Because once they're thrown off the script, there's nothing else to go to. Because either you are American or you're an immigrant who became an American and is now an American. Just say you don't want immigrants in this country who aren't white. Just say it. Just say it.
But it's not even immigrants. They don't want any brown or black or indigenous people because the point is that black, brown, and indigenous people, for the most part, are better at everything. We got the better swag. We have the better energy. We are better stewards of the land. We are better connected in our spirituality. We are better at community. We are better at taking care of it. If we were accepted fully and wholly into the fabric of look what we built, enslaved. So just imagine if we were just fully allowed to run wild. Look what we built as far as community. I'm talking about Tulsa. I'm talking about Rosewood. I'm talking about all of the things that were burnt down or now under Lake Lanier. Like when we are left to our own devices, just leave us the F alone. When we are left to our own devices, we create beautiful things. Look at our music. Look at our films. Like everything. And I think that one thing that we don't talk about enough is the profound jealousy. White folks are profoundly jealous. Profoundly jealous. And it makes sense. Like Dr. Fearless also said, he's like, if you look in that movie Sinners, that one scene in the beginning, the black folk on one side of the street are talking to each other. The white folk are talking about black folk. So that's why I know that it sounds big when you go, they're jealous of us, they hate us. Racism, when I really think about it, it is extraordinarily immature and not insignificant, incompetent group of people who created a whole technology that they called whiteness to justify enslaving people that were better than them. Because these people ain't had no skills. Who came over here from Europe? Were they the masters? I mean, I'm talking about master thinkers and scientists and mathematicians. No, all the people that came over here were rapists. They were not, indentured servants. They were in jail. They were trying to populate this place with the people they couldn't use over in England. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I want to ask this question.
What?
Because and there is a possibility, not a possibility. It's a fact. Everybody in this country, if it were not for whoever this 1% that controls this country, they know we could live almost in a utopia here. Everybody could have there's enough money for everybody to have what they need to be happy. And I'm always wondering, what do you think, and Dr. Smith, what do you think is this master plan? What is it that makes people decide, I need people to suffer because I need more? Because you'd still be filthy rich.
No, I was gonna say shout out to Mandani and all my Bernie supporters, because they would say that the problem is the money, and capitalism is a major part of the illusion and the delusion. There was a video called Money Masters back in the day on VHS tape that talked about the history of the Rothschild family and how he said, if I can control the money, I don't care who runs the government. But the issue is that without all of this, we would have a utopia. The utopia disappears once we have the musical chairs, which is capitalism that's predicated upon the majority of people being oppressed.
That's right.
Now, if you don't have a system like that and there's just enough chairs, I always say nobody's fighting in the opera because everybody got a seat. The hood is musical chairs. Once you're in an adversarial situation where there's a lack of resources, of course you're going to get down there and knock your aunt over, even if she got hip surgery. You know, there's no prize at the family reunion, but I'm winning this musical chairs, right? You see families at musical chairs going at it because it's just the nature of the design of the system, right? You should wonder who's playing the music, who put these chairs out, but instead we go at each other. But I think that I talked about it last time. You could plant trees that are female that give fruit. The reason why there's laws against that, and instead of having, you know, gardens in the front, which you used to have, laws were passed to make sure you had a lawn. That these are ordinances and laws. They made sure you don't, when you ride by somebody's house and you don't see apples and oranges and watermelons, it's because if you look in the codes and the statutes and the zoning, you're not allowed to. Because back in the day, everybody was farming. Everybody came from farms. When they came up north, they kept all their habits. And the government was like, you're not going to the store enough. So we're not planting no trees that bear fruit. And we're not letting you put your gardens out there. Because normally, without our money, you wouldn't need to work for us. And if you don't come and need to work for us and support our industry, and you can just go out and grab mangoes every day, who the F would go work? If they could just go for a swim, they'd be just like the people in Honduras and Africa and Cuba and everywhere else where they got the water and they got the fruit and they got the sun and everything. They're like, we don't need to go to a factory. But you have to create this matrix where it's like, no, in order to get the food, you don't go to the tree, you come to me. And then I play God and I supersede all the natural things that are already available to you. And I sell you water and there's an air pump and I sell you fruit and all things that I didn't create that are actually free. And I create a system that makes it normal for you to come to me to get your water and your fruit. And people who never lived in that kind of society will come here and be like, what the hell's going on? Why is the fruit in here? And why do you have to give him paper to get the fruit?
The fruit's right here.
But yeah, I think that's a major problem though. Yeah, there's enough money for everybody because they print the money. But the real deep part is without the money, we'd all be living in a utopia because a lot of people feel like that capitalist financial system is what really causes the problem and forces certain people to even now pick strawberries and everything else and make $1 a day and dig in mines for cobalt and coltan in Africa, right? And copper where they make like 20 cents a day. So without that system, there'd be no malls, there'd be no iPhones and all that. So somebody has to be a complete slave in capitalism.
Well, that's literally,
and we just don't want to see them.
Literally the framework. That's literally, I remember learning about it in middle school. And I went to school in Bucks County, so I'm still looking back going, I really got a good education because they taught us about this stuff. But I remember going, well, who does the whatever it was? Like, why do we need to have people be completely obliterated? And they said, well, because there's raw materials, and then there are the things that you make with the raw materials. And in order for the things that you make with the raw materials to benefit somebody, as far as financially is concerned, the raw materials have to be as cheap as possible. And there was never the conversation about ethics. There was never a conversation about, well, how are the people who are, creating these raw materials, how are they living? That was not the thing. It was just like, that's the hierarchy of capitalism. And what are you about to say?
Oh, no. Go ahead. Wrap that. Go finish because I'm about to take us to a mindless distraction right now. Because we're about to wrap. Go ahead.
My thought process around this is that, yes, it is a system, but you also, think about again, what I was saying earlier about these people not coming here with any skills. If you are no longer interested at being the bottom of the barrel because you were an indentured servant or whatever the case was, and you didn't come over here with any skills. Only thing you know how to do is rob and steal and rape and whatever else you do. And all these people come over from the mother continent, and they are architects. They are, prolific and profound farmers. They do have all these skills that they have learned for generations, thousands of years, and they bring that brilliance here. You know that if these people ever get free, it's done for you. And the reality is, I believe wholly, fully, and completely, that's why they created this system. And that's why they work so hard all of these to try to keep us in this bowl, in this box. Because it's done for them. And we every time we are left to our own devices, like, oh, we got them now, here we come again. Oh, we got them now, here we come again. We were the people that were supposed to die. When we were free, they were literally trying to kill us. Crack epidemics, extreme poverty. No, you can't have these houses, whatever it is. And we still found a way.
I think, and then we're gonna go to some mindless stuff to wrap the show up. It always frustrates me. Never mind. I never mind.
Say it.
Well, to segue, Mike, I will say, since we talked about hip hop earlier, there's an interesting parallel to what Envy just said to hip hop, because you have a population with all the gifts and all the skills and all the talents, but then you have a minority owner population, right? Your Leo Cohen's and all them, who convince them that although I can't even rap, I should make just as much or more than you, and I should be your manager. Can you imagine somebody convincing Prince to manage him? That was the problem with Prince. Prince looked around one day and was like, manage me? I'm the genius. You do nothing, right? So, but the whole goal is when people do wake up, they make examples out of them. I don't care if it's Prince or Tory Lanez. When people start talking independent stuff, it's interesting how hip hop mirrors or is a microcosm for what Envy just described. You know, the people have to create a system, be like, well, I'll be your developer, I'll be your artist, your assistant, I'll be your manager, I'll be your accountant, I'll be lawyer. All these people are parasites and get around an artist who's the real point of equity, who's the real nucleus driving, the creativity and the money. But the same way that, Africa and these diasporic people are, being used for their raw materials and talent, artists around the world are being siphoned off of the same way. And then when they do wake up or they try to take control, they're attacked in a similar fashion and they're exiled in a similar way. And just to let you know, they recently said that Burkina Faso has enriched uranium. And if you remember, that's what they said about Iran. So we knew that all this Ibrahim Traore, we knew it wasn't gonna last. Like Envy said, we did make some progress. They come back. So now the whole, they're gonna have this, the threat that they're proposing is, beware, these African nations are going nuclear, and they seem to be paying influencers. White influencers have been saying this, stirring up and drumming up the fear mongering, so that one day we'll be able to get on TV and say we're gonna have to drop a bomb on Burkina Faso the same way we did Iran and Iraq, because they have weapons of mass destruction. So black people are seeing the game in real time, so it's a little more difficult for them to put one over on us. But that's the new attack right now. Is not that we're gonna use it for energy. Right? Their raw materials could easily just power the nation. They're going to say, just because the Chinese had gunpowder and used it for fireworks and the white man used it to blow people up, they assume everybody thinks like them, so they must be doing what we did with it. But I don't think it's going to work, but that's the new attempt.
Well, it's the first section in the movie. It's the setup to the movie. It's the setup to, this is the story this is the storyline that's going to be fed. And like you said, with social media, there are people pushing back against that storyline. And what you said about the person who wants to manage you, and it's a weird, it's such a system. And just to personalize it, it's like having a boss in radio who can't do what you do, but wants to tell you how to do it.
Tell you what songs to play, how long your breaks should be, that your jokes ain't funny, right? It's like, wait, funny? We talking funny? You're like, AI, we talking practice?
Yeah.
I'm a comedian.
And then they develop, a bunch of people who can't do it, develop a format on how it should be done. Even though they can't do it, they decide to put a structure that dumbs it down enough where they can control everything, because too much creativity can't be controlled. It's not supposed to be controlled. What is supposed to be done is given a platform to go do what you do. I don't know how you do it, but go do it. And if you want to capitalize on it and make the money off of it, that's a bad thing too. But that's the system. But not only do they want to make the money off of it, they want to tell you exactly how it should be done, which is idiotic, but that's it.
They want to
be predictable.
A neat box.
So we can sell it. But they can sell it in a box. They can sell it. They just want to put predictable and neat so we can sell it. That's all they care about. Make it so we can sell it. Don't be creative and free flowing like Envy's saying, like you're saying, Mike. If you make it predictable and put it in a neat box, then I can do what I do, which will help me move up the ladder of the system that I helped to create. So that's the goal. They're just building blocks with those little neat boxes so they can rise up and be vice president and all that one day.
Who has to do that? People with no talent. People with no creativity. They found a way that they could make money from taking other people's raw materials, which is their gifts, talents, and capacities. I don't have any, but I can steal yours.
The Asians have their gardens. All right, so we got a few more minutes. I'm gonna give you this. This is the debate about a top tier man. Hard left, y'all. Hard left.
Oh.
This is always hilarious to me. And then the top tier man is the man claiming he's a top tier man. This is a woman who goes back at him. It's the typical situation that I scroll through. Now my algorithm has kind of smothered these out because I'm watching this depressing stuff of a takeover of a whole world, which I don't know which one I like more. I think sometimes I would rather just two people who neither one are top tier argue about being top tier. But this is the cute little nonsense that goes on that millions of people go when they go on tour. They'll buy tickets, and I might even show up at one because it's entertaining. But this is their back and forth right here.
Tier men, and that is the truth.
Do you believe you're a top tier man? By what standard?
I'm 6'4", only about what? 8% of the entire world is 6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm.
Did he say only 8% of people in the world are 6'4"?
Crazy.
I'm not gonna interrupt the whole thing. I'm gonna let it go.
6'4". I make well over 100K a year, and I'm black at that if you add that on. So just if we're speaking about those figures, the things that women are attracted to, no, I'm not gonna toot my own horn, but I'll let you do the math.
Hold on, before we go, what's your math saying?
The conversation and the words that are coming out of the mouth of someone like you, I would never consider top tier. A top tier man is also a man that is extremely desirable by way of his character. A top tier man is a man who displays a certain level of intellect that allows him to consider other people. A top tier man, they lead with love, not with dictatorship, right? They don't want to control their woman. They want to gently lead their woman. A top tier man creates space for a woman to feel good about herself. A top tier man supports the dreams and the ideas of a woman. A top tier man prioritizes a woman. A top tier man is in leadership and working as hard as he is to give the woman the life of her dream.
And with all that stuff that you just said, that was just womanese talk.
Womanese is also 6'4", black, attractive. I don't know too many women in my circle who desire a 6'4" man still wearing braids.
Qualify for the.
Now, out of that whole thing, I want to tell her to watch her mouth about the braids. Watch your mouth. Watch your mouth about the braids.
But you're not 6'4".
Watch your mouth. Top tier man and woman. I just wanted to end it on a nonsensical, mindless, because I think it's just a myth that it's a good catch. It's good clickbait. Dr. Aaron Smith, are you a top tier man? What makes a top tier man, do you think? You have a son. What makes a top tier? What are you gonna?
Well, no. In terms of what society says, yes, there is a criteria, and it doesn't deal with all the things that she said, because we know that the world is messed up. The world, look at Jeff Bezos and all these people, getting the Donald Trump, people get hundreds of women. It's like this whole notion of tiers is like the notion of whiteness. It was not predicated on empathy. It was not predicated on connection. That's not the language around high value and top tier. Is a whole thing about materialism and capitalism and height and all these other things that don't deal with the real person. So for me to try to change the whole nature of the term the way that she did at the end, like, those are great things, but that's not what anybody's talking about when they talk about these tiers. Because people who talk about empathy and connection don't talk about tiers. They just meet people and vibe with them and fall in love and respect each other. The people having tier conversations are very surface level, very trivial, very aesthetic, like materialistic. Like, that's a different conversation. So no, a top tier man is exactly what people think it is. It's over 6 feet, it's more than 6 figures. It's all those things that people talk about, that Kevin Samuels and other people in the Manosphere defined, and all those other things that people in hip hop videos, I need a 6-figure rich, like all that. We know. We've heard Sweetie and the City Girls. We know what those conversations are about. So top tier is just that. Can you make it rain? Can you make my dreams come true? Can you pay me? Are you tall as my dad? And all this other stuff. Yep, that's what it is. And I'm not trying to change it because I'm a professor. I'm not trying to deepify the tiers.
Well, Envy, you are probably the first time that when we needed a woman's perspective, we have one on demand. So
really,
yes, normally we're lacking ovaries. So what in your opinion is is a top tier man?
Well, I don't have one because this is not something that.
And you're single. Yes. Go ahead. Yes. Or do you believe there's such thing as a top tier man?
I think in people's minds they believe there's a such thing. What's coming up for me is I was on Steve Harvey's dating show many moons ago, and I y'all know me. I am my own person. So we get on this show, and all of these dudes that I truly, just on face value, I truly did not want to, I would not have wanted to date. Most of them were white, even though I understand that, but you got to be twice as good if you white. You get what I'm saying?
Okay.
So I'm on this stage, and all these, Steve, the first thing he wants to do is ask these men what they do for a living. And I said, I don't care about that. I want to know who they are. You can tell me you're an architect. Is that supposed to be like cool? But sir, you're an ass. You know what I mean? Like, why do I care if you're an architect? Right. So what ended up happening was Steve was like, there was a whole thing behind the scenes, but he was like, what a man does is what kind of dinner you're going to be going out with. Like in his mind, everything was connected to this idea. And I think that's the idea that's trying to come up here. Well, I'm 6'4", I make over 100,000, these very basic ass shit that doesn't have anything to do with a relationship. Okay, you can take me to the Cheesecake Factory. Do you know what I mean? Like, so what? Like, what about a relationship? What about when there are children in the picture? What about whatever else? The actual relationship. And I am just coming out of a marriage with a man that I thought had all of these qualities. And the reality is so many men are socialized in a way that is not conducive to being in relationship with other people. And that's not good, bad, wrong, or right. It's just y'all don't have the skills. And once you're married, it's too late because it's not a woman's job to do the labor to get you prepared to be socialized to be in a relationship. It's just not. It's not my job. Go your friends, your therapist, whatever. So what I'm saying is these conversations, I love them because they're funny and cute, but they're also doing a disservice because there's a very real issue about men and women, for the most part, who are really good people. But when they get together, they are really bad at being in relationship with each other. And we got young people coming up looking at us to be a guidepost, and we can't be a guidepost for ourselves.
Well, and I'll say this: a relationship can be so simple and so complicated at the same damn time. And when people try and put people in a box on this is what I'm going to get, I'm looking for this. There's never just this that you're going to get.
No.
There's good and bad.
People lose their jobs all the time.
The checklist, and I just want to tell women out there now, when I met the checklist, I was the worst person you ever wanted to be in a relationship with ever. When I met all the checklists, when I met the six figures, not the height, when I met the six figures, when I met the six figures and the being influential and being able to take you here and being able to hand you a debit card or whatever credit card and say, go run and do what you want to do. That was the worst version of me that you could have possibly been with. Now,
and that proves my point.
And so I mean, but we can go, and I want to Go ahead.
I was going to say like a billionaire at a Coldplay concert, right? He could take you anywhere, but he's too busy with his girlfriend at the show to even be around you. So let's not act like my ability to take you means you going.
My ability to take you means you're going. The poetry in that statement. I feel like that should be a T-shirt.
And I wanted, so we have to wrap up now. But I wanted to, and I'm going to do this tomorrow. No, Wednesday. We won't be here tomorrow. We will not be here tomorrow. We'll do it on Wednesday.
Okay.
We had Rob from City High who passed away, and Envy worked with him, was very close with him. They were friends. I knew Rob. I knew Rob in a way where I only knew Rob's name as Rob from City High. I never knew Rob's last name.
I was in a group with him, and I wasn't in TV. I mean, I wasn't in City High. I was in the group that was coming up after City High called TV.
There was a performance that they have on Facebook that he did at Willenboro High School.
Oh yeah, it was so good.
That literally brought me to a tear at the end of it.
Yeah.
And I couldn't, and I have it, but I want to do it properly. We haven't, I don't know if we address this on the show. We have to send our prayers. I have to send my prayers to his friends and family. I knew Robbie. I wasn't close to Robbie the way Si-Chung and Envy were. We laughed a few times. Unfortunately, we had a few drinks together. So I just want to send my condolences. And I just want to tell people, if I don't know the whole story behind Robbie, I know the struggle. I know what was put on TV. I know that he was in the show Intervention. Actually, funny, unfunny story. When I watched Robbie on Intervention, I was at my apartment getting drunk by myself. So we were going down the same, we were in the same, and I looked at him like, wow, he's getting the help. It takes more than once a lot of times, y'all. It takes more than once a lot of times. But I want to make sure if anybody is going through something and you've got that demon in you and you're trying to fight it, you can. I'm not saying Robbie lost the fight. Some people just won't. It ain't always a happy ending. But he is at peace now. And if that struggle was the struggle he was still fighting, I'm happy that he got to escape this struggle. Because it's torture. Anybody who's been through it. And hopefully I will be able to have that clip of him performing. It was so stunning to watch him perform and sit down on the stage. Just sit down. And through all the gossip and all the City High stories and all the Claudette stories and the Ryan stories, you forget how talented he really was.
Singular. His voice was so pure and so beautiful. I'm pissed to this day that I don't have any songs with him that survived. Like not even him on backgrounds, because we were just always in the studio.
And my prayers go
song. He has another song. It's called Love's Gonna Fight for Me. It's on iTunes. So if you want to support his more recent work, I mean, it's a song that he wrote for Chadwick Boseman's birthday. So it's got like a feeling tone of Black Panther, but the song, I've been listening to it nonstop. It is really, really spectacular. So if you want to support, I think it was out in 2021. It is on YouTube if you want to listen to it first. It's on iTunes. It's on all the things. So you can support that way as well.
And KT, I see she said I was friends with Robbie. That was a beautiful performance. It was an absolutely stunning performance for me. So hopefully I can have that performance for Wednesday just so we can share. Also, prayers go out to all his friends and family, including you, KT. Also to Ryan Toby, who also suffered another loss in his family, losing his daughter. To Claudette and that whole group who, in that short time, went through turmoil at the speed of light. Like it just was, and we take these stories and we make gossip stories. I did stories about it. The radio at the time, there was really no social media like that. Did stories about it, and we laughed and we giggled and we made light of it. And that was my fault. That's been my fault. That's something I take, that I'm part of a system that is so cruel, that is so vicious, that when people are going through the darkest times of their lives and we're made them to be punchlines and just another story. In 5 minutes, we'll have the update on more drama with City High. And it's the cruelty of human beings. So my prayers go out to them. Wednesday, we will be back on. Thank you, Envy. Thank you, Eric Smith. You know how we get down. Love me for who I am, not who you want me to be, because I can never be that. Understand there's only one thing in life that's guaranteed. It will end. So enjoy every minute, every second. You fight for everything in your life. Fight for your happiness. Never let anyone, anything, or circumstance take it from you. God got me. God got us. God got everybody. And go with that. We gone. Go on there.
Michael Sean and the Takeover Legend, where the truth hurts, but also makes you laugh.
Baby,